Hello, everyone, and forgive all the dragging of my vowels because I had to realize I was transitioning properly so my wife didn't kill me.
Okay. All right. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to a very special edition of the Forever Fangirls podcast. We are live from QFX CloudCon. Woo! I am Sheila Amato.
And I'm Kimberly Amato. Together, we are the voices behind Forever Fangirls. And if you haven't noticed in the little corner, we have been partnering with QFX CloudCon. And quick shout out to, Kevin Batchelder, because without him, our podcast probably never would have started because he is brilliant, amazing, and lovely. And I know we were supposed to be doing a lovely thing yesterday, but CloudCon's been amazing all week. I've been in awe of the person who's with us all week,
Yes.
but also like everybody else who's been here. It's just been an amazing, fun-filled event. So thank you everyone from QFX for doing this, for allowing us to be here, etc.
Yes, and there's so much incredible content and all focused on diversity and inclusiveness. And during Pride Month, it's just amazing. And so we were originally going to do podcasting 101, but we had to pivot because, as you can see, we have a special guest with us today. Woo!
We have the incomparable, the extreme. I feel like saying that the wickedly talented. We have Mandahla Rose,
An
and
awesomely
frankly, if you
cute.
yeah, she's all dressed up and she's
Yes.
bringing sexy back. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
But when someone offers up their time, you graciously say, "Yes, please, when?" And that is
Yes.
exactly what happened. So we
Yes.
are very, very
So
thankful you're here.
yes, and
I am quite pleased to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
yes, and just to mention, all of those who did send us questions for your podcasting 101 questions, we will answer them in a future podcast. So, but before we start the interview, Mandahla,
Don't do
I
it.
just wanted to say,
Don't
yes,
do
I'm
it.
gonna do it.
Don't do it.
I am so happy to finally find my people.
Oh God.
My people who love pineapple on pizza. Yes. Yes. Even Danielle Cormack said pineapple belongs in everything.
Yep, and that means that's the go. Sorry, Kim.
Exactly. Yeah. So you know what?
If I
just
didn't
had to
think
get
you
that
both were
out.
amazing, I'd just just go that way. Pineapple,
But
I
that
don't
just
like.
means more pizza without pineapple for you. So
Yeah, I see. You know what? I am a completely inclusive person, so I think we could make a huge pizza, half with pineapple and ham for my wife, and I don't know if you like ham on it as well, and then half for me. So we can break the pizza up. There's enough pizza to go around.
There is enough.
or I'll just pick off the pineapple and put it on the other one. No ham.
All right, so we'll make a quarter with the ham for her, a quarter of the pineapple without, a quarter with bacon for me, and then a quarter just plain for anybody who doesn't like any of the toppings. Does that work?
Lots and lots of cheese. I actually have to admit that one of my guilty pleasures is Domino's. I love
Really?
Domino's pizza so much. Like I will order a whole one for myself if I feel like I need to be treated.
Wow.
There's something about their crust, right? It's like sugar almost in the bread.
Hand tossed, and then it's the garlic cheese in particular, not the tomato robust, but the garlic, and then you add lots of cheese, pineapple, of course, and it's just so Moorish. And then on the side of that are those cinnamon twists.
Oh, yes.
Twists, yes.
Okay, honey, we need Domino's for dinner now.
You guys deserve it. You definitely need to treat yourself.
I don't know then, because then I'll be running like 3 miles to burn off the Domino's.
Oh my God, yeah, really.
Very mask, please.
Okay, but since we went to Danielle Cormack, you and I have
Yes.
something extremely in common. Exactly. And I know G's listening, and I'm gonna blow up her spot right now because I'm gonna admit it. I kicked her out of the meet and greet because I saw Miss Cormack's name and I went, "Get out!" Just hit the button and took over the meet and greets and handled it because it was that's a good story. But what is it about Danielle that really that made you fangirl as much as you did? Because you looked adorable.
Oh my God, I watched it back and I was like, Mandahla, I need to reel it in a little more.
No.
I think I'm really good at hiding my emotions, but I'm really not. I grew up watching Xena as well. It was one of those shows that I watched religiously. You may know a little bit about my history, but I was brought up by nuns. I'm a foster kid and went into foster care when I was 6. They took me in when I was 8. So from the age of like I think it was about 10. I can't quite remember when Xena came out, but I just remember staying up late at night with the TV and being like close to the TV because I was meant to be asleep and watching Xena. And whenever she like do her war cry, I'd have to turn it down really quick and like listen if I could hear any of my nuns coming up the stairs. No, okay, keep going back. They knew exactly what I was doing.
Oh my goodness.
And then Wentworth. I watched Wentworth when I first came to the States in 2016. And it was, that first season was holy moly absolutely incredible with just the storyline, and the way that Danielle just holds herself and holds her characters is very inspiring.
So I only came upon that because of her name. Her face was actually on Wentworth and Netflix, and it says Wentworth, Danielle Cormack. I'm like, okay, play.
It's pretty brutal.
Yes.
It's another one on my list that I need to watch.
Sheila's list, we just keep adding to it. She's on Buffy, Orphan Black. There's Xena again and Wentworth. So, yeah.
We'll get there this time.
Someone actually commented on the little critter in the back. I think they're seeing.
Oh, is she running around? Little... Yeah. This is Little Harrowhark Nonagestinus the Arrow Burfoot.
The most adorable little rat.
Wait, say that again. I missed it.
Little Harrowhark Nonagestinus the Arrow Burfoot.
Okay, you're just going to have to write that down for me.
Harrow or Harrowhark in particular.
Where did that name come from?
So there is a book by Tamsin Muir called Gideon the Ninth. Imagine lesbian necromancers in space.
Okay, so you'll text me that book name later.
Absolutely, it's fantastic. Let me just show you what it looks like. Just so you can understand the aesthetic and understand why I love it so much. It's black edge bound, and it's just like, it's so beautiful.
Really Kimmy, that is your book exactly. That is just like something Kimberly would be reading.
And writing, yeah.
I came across it, and it was the lesbian necromancers in space. I'm like, done. It's mine.
Yeah, that's kind of a no-brainer right there.
I think you'd love it. It's a very dark, a lot of bones and death. And Harrowhark is the main necromancer, and Gideon is, anyway, you should definitely read it.
Well, that's going to be our next podcast when we discuss the book. How about that one? We'll bring you back and we'll discuss the book.
And I will get Sheila to read it. Gideon is pretty much what I would do for love. So know that when you read it, think of me as Gideon with red flaming hair.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Because Gideon has red hair. Anyway.
Okay.
I went to a completely different place. I'm horrible. But wife is going to pull us back because I know she's going to do that in a second. Because that's her job.
Well,
it is. You're the rational one. I'm not the rational one.
Not always. But I mean, Mandahla, I actually first saw your work at a film festival in a series called Passage.
Mm-hmm.
And at that same festival, I actually saw you in another series, Biffle. And I'm a non-actor, so I'm just totally blown away by the range that you have and having to do like two different genres. And you did mention in the interview with Danielle Cormack that you always wanted to be an actor, and then that you came to the States in 2016. Can you talk a little bit about like your journey of how you decided to leave Australia to come to the US and pursue your acting career here?
Absolutely. I remember in the 8th grade telling my high school friends we had to do this. Where do you see yourself in 15 years from now? And no matter what, I was always, I'm going to be an actor and I'm going to be a movie star in LA. I had no clue how to get there, but I knew that that's what I wanted to do. So everything in my power from that has been to get here. It wasn't until All About E, which you can catch on Hulu at the moment. It is a lesbian film that is set in Sydney, and you get to see Australia in its absolute beauty. So if you've never been to Australia, just watch All About E just for the
scenery,
city, the rural. Then you go to the outback, and it's just stunning. And it was that film actually that got us into. It was my first lead in an LGBTQ film as well. So having the
oh wow, okay,
the weight of that rather. that film got into Outfest and Frameline in 2015. And during Outfest, I met an individual called Christy Conicella. She was actually taking our photos during our, I think it was just after All About Eve screened at Outfest. And I went up to her and we started talking and getting to know each other. And I was actually, a friend of mine is like, she's cute. And I'm like, I'll go find out for her. And and Christy had seen All About E and then met me and then thought maybe she could write a series called, at the time, La Douleur Exquise, French, now Forever Not Maybe, and turned into a feature film. But it was actually Christy that got the script done, that got my visa, and that actually was the arrowhead for getting me here. So it is absolutely thanks to Christy and Forever Not Maybe. So Forever Not Maybe is a feature film. I play a character called Sasha. She is a lighting director in a very male-orientated business, the entertainment industry, and she falls in love with Elizabeth, who is like a concert pianist from Corsica. And the story spans over 40 years, and it's how two women in this industry actually create a long-distance relationship and stay together for this whole time. But we shot this film over 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I'm not sure, that was meant to come out this year, but then COVID happened. But it will definitely be coming out very soon. So that was what got me here. And what's so wonderful about that is if you ask me what kind of queer stuff I've done back in Australia, it was just all about E. But since I've come here, everything in my quiver is LGBTQ, apart from maybe 2 projects.
Wow, that's awesome.
I feel so lucky.
I saw All About E because I have some bouts of insomnia, so I was flipping through my Netflix and there it was. And I'm like, okay. I looked under the tab of LGBT, so it has like, 3 things. And you click on it. I watched the whole movie and I really very much enjoyed it. And I was like, your character, that betrayal felt so real and so good and so, it really resonated with me that when I then saw you in Passage, and I've told you this, I had no idea that it was you. It felt like you had this real chameleon feel to you. And then to see you in Biffle again, it was just, you beautifully just your voice, your mannerisms, everything just completely bend and ebb and flow for your character. And that is not very easy. So I just wanted to say I love watching you perform.
Thank you. I really quite.
Yeah. I thought you were so adorable in Passage too. I was like, oh, the little. She was.
I know it was pretty fun. The fun thing about Passage and Biffle is actually we shot them back to back.
Really?
Shot, I believe it was Passage first, and then when I got back, I had to jump on for Biffle. So it was both in October, back to back, and they both require comedy chops, at least a little bit of comedy. And yes. I have to tell you honestly, those are my first 2 shots at comedy. So it was Passage first, and the thing about actors and a lot of people in their profession, especially when they've chosen to do this for their life, we become imposters. We get that imposter syndrome. And I remember being like, I can't do this. This is so much pressure. Like, comedy is not something that I'm used to, the dark and the serious and the but it was really fun to actually be able to have that experience and back to back in 2 completely different characters. So I'm so glad that came across the difference and that they are separated characters, that they aren't actually got essences of each other in there.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw Biffle, it was like, wait, is that Mandahla? Didn't we just see it? It was great. I thought I was just blown away. Like I said, it's like enjoying the whole storyline and all of that. It was great.
So looking at your IMDb list, you have a lot. I have a really weird question for you, but were any of those characters difficult to let go of at the end of the day, or did any of them leave you changed when you were done? Because some of them, I mean, you had darker roles, so and we heard Danielle talking about like she ended up getting therapy because it was just very, very heavy. Was there anyone that affected you that deeply?
I can tell you one actually. It is a film that you can see on Amazon Prime. It's called For the Love of Jesse. It's one of those few straight roles that I have. There was a scene in that where my character, I play Sage Smith. The great thing is she's actually from Adelaide, so I get to keep my accent. She in the beginning of, there were actually, man, this film was so, it required a lot in a way that I didn't realize. So my character Sage, you first meet her full-term pregnant. I've got this giant belly, little James Morrison. But within the first 10 minutes of meeting me, you learn that James has died in utero. And to deal with carrying a baby full term and then to learn that his heartbeat had stopped, like, my want to be that representation for mothers out there who have lost babies like that, it was a lot of pressure, and I just wanted so much to make sure that I was true to that representation. And I feel very proud. I think I did it. The other part on that is the father of the baby is not a very nice man. And the gentleman who I had the scene with, he rocked up on set with, he was already in character. And all of us women were like, oh, I don't like him. I don't like instantly. You could just see all the women on scene. It was the last scene of the night. It was an overnight as well. So it was about 4 a.m, 3 or 4 a.m. I had gone from straight hair, dress, heels, like full on glam Mandahla, to having to do curly hair. And like, it was that transition that was really, and then having worked so hard, and then having this gentleman just have this wall up and be weird. Now, the scene that we had to do, we were at a bar getting a little bit, he's trying to get me a little bit drunk. And I'm feeling like, someone's actually paying attention to me. When I say in the scene, no, I need to go, we had to do this thing where he's trying to grab me and pull me towards him and kiss me and make out with me. Now, I trust the director very, very much. Maccabee he's a brother. He's, again, my trust for men is like a lot of us women identifying individuals. Yeah. Now, my co-star, he was on his phone on the side, and he had to come in at a certain time to break up what was happening. So that was his cue. But he was so busy on his phone that he didn't see the cue, and this guy kept just more and more and more pulling me, and it was like, trigger happened. I completely freaked out. The scene you see, I looked terrified, and I was actually terrified. My whole body just fight or flight, and I screamed, and I luckily it looks great on scene, but after that scene, when we called wrap, I disappeared for 2 days. Luckily, we had 2 days off. We were living in it was a location. So it was 3-week location shoot, and we all had our own little casitas. And we had 2 days off, and I disappeared for 2 days. I did not get out of bed. I didn't talk to anyone. I just needed to just protect myself from what I had felt. So when I watched that scene, it definitely makes me remember that. So I would say that is one of the hardest scenes that I've had to, luckily we had a couple of days off, but that was definitely one of the hardest scenes I had to shoot, and also being unexpectedly treated like that. And then losing the trust of my co-star, because of course he was meant to be there and he was too busy,
something else.
With something else. Yeah, that was really, really hard.
Oh, man.
I'm actually being asked to have you say the title of that film again. People want to look it up.
Called For the Love of Jesse. Jesse, double E at the end. It's got Adrienne Barbeau in it. If anyone is an Adrienne or knows of the name Adrienne Barbeau, she was like one of the original screen queens in The Fog, Swamp Thing. Yeah, she's brilliant. She plays my mother-in-law in it. So we had some incredible scenes together. But For the Love of Jesse.
I just want to give
adding that to the list.
You're adding? Okay, great. At this point, you need to keep your own list, because I really don't know how long it is. I'm going to give a quick shout out, though, to the little chat that I can see scrolling on my side, as my hand looked really huge. because that's the EMBC. They are a really awesome Zoom meeting that we do daily to make sure and check up on everybody, make sure everybody's okay, and they're awesome. And we also have people from QFX in there because they need to keep me in line.
Hey everyone.
All right, so we'll pivot a little bit and maybe return a little bit to Xena and a little lighter topic. So Danielle was in Xena, and we're all big Xena fans. So Mandahla, what was your favorite Xena episode?
Holy moly. Okay. Because I don't know if you remember me saying with Danielle that, oh, there's a hummingbird outside. That is not what I said to Danielle. But I'm just I haven't watched Xena since those times with, when I was living back at home. What episodes do I remember?
Well, I personally loved A Day in the Life, because that was like the comedic one. I found Xena in its second season, and that was the first episode that I ever saw. And it was just them, being campy. And it was a fun episode. So that's the only episode that I remember.
No clue that I was gay when at that age. Had absolutely no clue. And I watched it and and I remember my nuns being like, ooh, women, like lesbians. And then it was I saw that as a negative thing and being teased for watching it because of that.
Yeah.
At the time, I was very cognizant of that. And now I think about it more. I'm like, of course I was, seeing it that and intrigued. But,
right.
We definitely have to do a Xena rewatch so that I can then answer this question properly.
Yes. Well,
I was Xena and Hercules, so I loved when she would jump into the Hercules episodes. That was very fun.
See, so that's my follow-up. Can we do a rewatch? Put ourselves in the chat. Anybody can join us, and then we will go by certain episodes, and then we can literally have podcast recaps and just discuss what we loved about what we saw. Because personally, I love the bittersweet. The bittersweet and Remember Nothing to me are two of the most amazing episodes ever. But I don't want to spoil anybody if they haven't seen it yet, so I am not going to say anything beyond that. But if you could, because again, you said you were watching it when you were really young. When I was watching it, internet was in its infancy. There was none of this where we could just skip commercials. You had to sit up, like you said, against the TV and watching it. I felt that was the first show that everybody behind the scenes knew they were together, but the company putting it on air, it was just held back enough that they allowed it through. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It absolutely makes sense. And you think about the times that was being aired, that was
in the 90s.
That was in the 90s, right? Mid, early-ish 90s.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like the 25th anniversary is this year or something, because Danielle told me that in my meet and greet.
Holy moly.
Right?
25 years ago.
It's like...
So 25 years ago, they were, New Zealand is so wonderful. You look at their prime minister right now.
She is awesome.
Let's just look at all the countries run by women.
Xena and Gabrielle, their love was never needing to be explained because it just was. And at that, I remember being absolutely A-okay with that storyline at that age and not having it all until someone's like, ooh, lesbians, with the negative connotation. And then it's like, oh, okay. Isn't it incredible what education does?
Oh, yeah. That's why it's so important.
So important.
Yes.
I'm going to let my wife bring us back again.
Okay.
I have more.
It's all good. So I was actually looking at your website, Mandahla, and I saw that you do artwork. And one particular piece that really got me, you did a lot of pieces with marine life, but one was of a shark. And it was composed of all straight lines, but you were making all different curves. It was beautiful. Oh, there you go. There's the shark.
It is stunning.
And yes,
I don't know
one.
How you do that.
And the reason why it got me was because Kimberly and I swam with sharks in Bimini. So, that was the first thing that caught my eye.
Really? Well, you'll have to give me an address and I can send this to you then.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah. Absolutely. Cool. I'll get your address later, and that's yours.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you.
So,
But
can I ask a
well,
request then? When this is all done, can I just hug you when we don't need hazmat suits?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
well, I wanted to know, like, what inspires you to do that type of artwork, and how did you get started? Can you talk about that a little bit?
This artwork in particular came about through heartbreak. July the 11th last year, I lost Spartacus, who was my other rat.
Oh.
And it was devastating. And I just started doing this artwork of just lines. And I think it was because I wasn't quite sure how to deal with such heartache, with such heartbreak. And these, like, you can see it. These I'll show you one that's a little less color, or maybe the owl. You can see it's just a bunch, like a whole ton of lines. Lines over and over each other, and they take forever, but it helps this thing in here and this thing actually not have, or maybe have a disconnect, or at least not be battling internally all the time. And it was really wonderful in a way, because I spent so much time, because Spartacus and I would just spend every day together, like that one. Like, we would, she's my heart on the outside of my body. So this artwork came about like that, and I've never done anything quite like this before. So this is completely new, and it's really amazing when you think about it, that when humans are in absolute darkness, like, when we can actually create and do so much when we put our minds to it. So I was very fortunate in the loss of Spartacus that I was able to turn that into something beautiful. So I'm not sure if people are aware, but I do have a thing for hearts in particular. So this is what I ended up.
Yes, I saw that on the website. So I'm like, wow.
And like you see, it is just, so this is how I start them off, just an outline. And then I fill them in like this, just line after
with the
line
lines.
after line. And like I said, hours and hours, but it helps keep me sane and on this earth.
Yeah, I mean, it's so, because I used to do nothing intricate like that, but when I was younger, I used to just draw lines, and I was fascinated that if you make like a 90-degree angle, but if you have certain things, the lines can actually form a curve. And so I was always fascinated by that, it doesn't matter if it's just a straight line. Sometimes your perspective can get skewed. So that's the other reason why your art kind of spoke to me. So I just wanted to ask that question, because it really brought back a memory from when I was younger.
Have you done any art since, or tried that aspect?
Oh no.
Should.
The only art that I do now is like we try to dance, Kimberly and I, not very well, but yes. And then I will sing every now and again, but that's as far as I go with art. Nothing drawing or anything like that anymore, unfortunately.
So since you're gonna send us the shark photo, I will send you a video of Sheila
at
karaoke, and she's singing "Like a Virgin" on a Disney cruise.
Are you going to embarrass me that way?
I really look forward to that video.
Oh my god. Okay, I am going to pivot.
Reeling it back in.
I'm going to pivot.
I wanted to ask you, because with your artwork, I'm gonna ask a follow up with the artwork. Do you like consider maybe expanding into different avenues of artwork? Because it's so beautiful and so colorful. Would you ever consider like illustrating a book or doing a comic?
I've definitely thought about it. I actually have someone who follows me DM'd me and asking if I could create the ship for their short story. And look, I'm definitely going to, but it's something I've never done before. And I've always been like, I am not at all academic, never was at school. I did go to acting school, and I only lasted a year because I didn't like how they were telling me how to be. And it's the same with my artwork. Like, I've also been asked to design tattoos, but it's the pressure. it's the pressure of, is this good enough? Are they going to like it? Because of course we're our biggest critic. So I could look at this. I could look at my shark, for example, and just be like, yeah, I could do that one so much better. Like we're constantly our biggest critic. So
Yeah.
I've definitely thought about it. Where are you? I have done bigger pieces. I have this, can't quite see it, but that piece of wood there is a giant heart. Surprise, surprise. So I'm trying to expand bigger and broader horizons. It's scary.
It is. Putting yourself out there is scary. I
It
mean,
is.
but you know what? I think that shark is perfect. So
Well, thank you.
So do I.
That's
So.
what you. I will. You will see me experiment with some things. I've got some, new ideas. It'll
Okay.
just come say hi.
Cool. All
I
right.
want you to know
Well,
everybody in the chat are saying they would completely buy a comic from you. Your artwork is beautiful, and they're impressed by all the lines. They're going, "Wow, look at those lines!" So,
Wow, thank you. And I would like to get into, I don't know, comics if I can. Humans, I don't draw humans very well. They're so perfect.
but are they?
we're perfect in our imperfection.
Exactly.
That's a
We're
good one.
perfectly perfect.
Yes. So, so you were talking, Mandela, about writing with Danielle on a motorbike.
Yes.
Do you have one of your own?
See, there
Do
it
you
is. There's the
work on
fangirl
them?
face. I love it.
Yeah. Because when you were interviewing Danielle and she was talking about getting her brand new Harley motorbike, you were just like,
Like, oh,
so it was so cute. So I have to ask that question. Do you have a bike of your own? And
I
do you
do.
work
Her
on them?
name is Little Thunder. I built her actually.
Oh wow.
Myself. I found her for like $600 about 3 years ago. Rode her back on the freeway on LA, which was not. I ran out of gas.
Oh no. Oh no.
My first time riding my bike, I ran out of gas on like the 5, I think it was, in LA. And I'm like, but then like, however many miles, because I'm Australian, down the track, another motorcycle rider also had stopped. Anyway, I have a motorbike. Her name is Little Thunder. I built her. She's actually just right outside here. It would require me turning you around just a wee little bit. Oh no, that's my bicycle. Can you see her? Where am I? You can.
I see the
I
bicycle.
see
yeah,
the seat
no,
of your bicycle.
Well, look, she's out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah, now I see it.
Oh, I
Yes.
see her. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's only a little 200cc, which is very little. You're actually not allowed to ride anything smaller than a 250 on the freeway. I don't go on the freeway anymore. That was an accident.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we want you safe.
Yes. Yes. Safety importante.
Yes. I mean, we were at a motorcycle convention years and years and years
Oh
ago,
God.
and I was like, oh, because I had an idea about riding a bike, and now it's like, no, unless it's a spider with 3 wheels, there's no way, because they're just too big for me. I can't.
I just imagined a spider, like an actual 8-legged spider, with wheels instead of legs, and you were riding that. So that's where my mind went.
Well, I could do that too. Maybe not. Ooh.
Maybe not.
When we went to that convention though, it was hysterical because all of these men, every time I sat on a motorcycle, every guy was like, "You look great on that bike." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, okay, bye, girlfriend, bye." And I went from bike to bike, and the only ones that I really didn't feel comfortable were the big traveling ones because they're very heavy.
They're
And I
big.
found a Honda Valkyrie I loved. I know, I'm pathetic, but I can't. I'm not good at
Excuse
building
me.
anything.
What did you just call yourself? Can you just
I
retract?
will retract that statement and say I know that I liked that bike for personal reasons of why I liked it.
Exactly.
And I personally don't believe a Harley is in my hands because I light things on fire in the kitchen. I would probably light the bike on fire while riding it. It's just my luck. It's just the way it is. So when I was trying all these bikes, she finally finds one next to me and she sits on it. She's like, "This is the best bike. I can't wait to ride it." And the guy comes over. He's like, "That's a kid's bike." you can't ride that one. And she was like, I'll ride whatever the bleep I want to ride.
You know
But
you.
I'm like, if there's a way to flip a
One that
spider, I'll find
fit.
it though. It did fit. You look cute on it too. You should get a
If it's
motorcycle
kid,
license,
it
honey.
doesn't matter if it's a kid's bike. If you feel comfortable and safe on it, that's why I ride a 200. I'm only 5'3". I weigh like not a lot. And so I much prefer a bike that feels like a limb to me that I can, you know,
Exactly.
move
And
around.
yes, because if that thing falls on you, then you're like, all right, I can't get it off me if I have to. So yeah, that's why I'm like, all right, I need a three-wheeler. That's me.
A little three-wheel, exactly. Then
But see,
you're
I
gonna.
guarantee you though, I'll find a way to flip that three-wheeler. I really will.
You're
I'm a
talented. You are
I'm
talented.
super talented. You can ask my wife though. If there's like 0.01% chance of doing something like out of nowhere wrong or getting like an allergy or something, it's me. So I just know it. It's just in my DNA.
Well, it's a good thing that you know that about yourself, that you're aware of that. You just stay
Yes.
away from it.
Yes.
Bingo.
So today is the last day of the convention. Um,
Can you do that
I
again?
actually I enjoyed the convention. It
I
was a
know
lot
you
of
did,
fun.
but it was just
It was stressful for you, but it was a lot of fun for me. Um, so Mandala, can you tell us, what this convention in particular meant to you?
Mm. Mm. I think now, especially during the fact that we are all experiencing the same thing, we're all pretty much in isolation, we're all in lockdown, and it doesn't do so well for a lot of people with mental health, especially if they have to be back home as well,
Yeah,
with people who potentially don't understand them
accept
or
them.
accept them.
Yep.
Um, I was so looking forward to QFX East, like in ways that I can't even explain, but I felt the loss, like the loss of not being able to see people that I see every year and not being able to be in their space.
Right.
And what this QFX has meant is that we're all together, even though we're so far apart. I feel even like Nicole and I were saying after Saturday, I sent her a message and I was like, today was so much fun with you. And I didn't see her. Like, she was at her place and I was at my place. And I didn't see her at all. And she's like, it was so fun. It had the same energy of like, the Klexicon, right, in 2018, 2019, when we were all together in that energy
Yes.
and buzz and feeling that. And even like I've been watching panels as well, just sitting back and watching panels with Harrow and seeing names that I recognize coming up and commenting. I'm really sad it's over as well, and just very much looking forward to when we can do more.
Yes. Yes.
I think the reason why it's so important is because it's just bringing everyone together. And even though you might be at home by yourself and, you might feel as though you're alone, we're not. And I've been feeling very much a lot of love this week. So thank you so
Yes.
much. Everyone at QFX,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yes, I echo that.
Little
Thank you.
gay heart.
Yeah, I gotta give a special shout out though to, G, my partner in crime, because without her timekeeping, when I would be streaming and doing everything, without her helping and being my backup, I would not have been able to get any of the panels done right. She was my right, my left hand when something went wrong. She was awesome. So that's my little shout out.
Yes. Gigi.
Not GG, just G.
G. Okay, G. It was an echo. 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 Yes. All right. So we've come to another segment of the Forever Fangirls where we'd like to call it the Forever Fangirls quiz.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where we ask 5 questions that's totally unrelated to the interview, but you might have answered one already. But anyway, we'll ask it anyway, and you just answer whatever comes to mind first.
And before she starts asking, one of the things we wanted to change about this quiz was we call ourselves very inclusive at Forever Fangirls. We believe that doesn't matter anything that you designate yourself as long as you're a human being and you're not an asshole. Listen, please. Right? And we realize that whenever we say fangirl or fanboy, we are excluding people. So we have decided that we are going to make our entire quiz, and unless somebody does designate their pronouns to us, we are going to designate everything as gender neutral because that is the right thing to do, and we want to walk the walk as well as talk the talk. So if the words don't make sense, it's now they exist because we've created them to designate our version of fanning.
Cool.
So it's in the vernacular now. So go
All
ahead,
right.
honey.
Cool. Okay. So the first question is, what is the first thing you ever fanned over?
That was my husband. How did you do it? What was the first thing I ever fanned over? Mandahla, think. What was one of your? I mean,
Like anything, really.
I know. Apparently, I'm really struggling to think right now. I want to say Xena because I definitely did fangirl over that. I'm not sure if you saw this panel that Danielle was on.
No, I didn't. How was it?
Gladiators. Did you guys ever have gladiators in
Oh
America?
my God, yes.
I loved
With
gladiators.
Ice and Storm.
That was my favorite.
Yes. Oh,
I remember.
Do you remember
Gladiators.
Do you remember Nitro?
I wonder because I wonder if we had different because we had Vulcan and we had Tower. I think we had different
See,
ones.
that's just mean. They should have had the same
I know,
ones and just
I
like
loved
aired it
it.
everywhere. And
We
my
had
wife is like,
Storm.
"What are they talking about?"
Oh,
We had Storm too. She was
blonde,
brilliant.
tall blonde, legs up to like there.
No, she was tall, tons of muscles, stunning, like hazelish brown eyes. And I just remember her picking up a guy that was running at her like on the joust and like hit her so hard and knocked her off. That's all I remember. Yeah,
It
my
was
wife's
brutal
like,
to
"Excuse me."
I loved it. I wanted to be
so
a part
awesome.
of it.
I'm so
glad
lost.
I'm so add it to the list.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. My
I don't
list
know
is
if we
like
can
2 miles
find it.
long.
Okay, so
Next question.
I'm gonna,
It took me a while
I'm
to
gonna
get
go
there,
to the
but I got
second question. What are you currently fanning over?
Wentworth. I just watched it again so that I would, and maybe that's why I was so fangirly over Danielle because I just finished watching Where She Died like 2 nights previous.
Oh wow.
Spoiler. Sheila's never seen it.
I'm so sorry, but Danielle, if you watch Danielle, she said it herself. She doesn't
Yes,
come back.
yes.
Oh, that is true. Okay.
Yes.
Sorry,
Nope. Then okay.
I'm off the hook.
If the boss says it, we just got to go with it.
Right, exactly. Anyway, I'll just like put that to the side until I watch
you
it, so
have
it'll
no
be
idea
okay.
what just happened. I'm sorry. The Sixth Sense he sees ghosts, by the way.
It's all good. It's all good. All right. So next question is, what is the best superpower to have?
Oh, okay. So I believe that with superpowers must come responsibility, obviously.
I agree.
So if you have a great superpower, there must be a con to it. Now, I've thought about this, obviously. My superpower would be that I can time travel backwards and forwards in time to whenever I want. And I can talk to anyone about the history and about their experiences. But as soon as I jump to a different year, I am completely forgotten. So I always get forgotten.
Keep the timeline.
I always get, so that I can keep the timeline so that I don't fuck up the timeline. So that is my superpower, because what an awesome superpower to go to, like, I'm going to go and see what blah blah was like at this time and go there and speak to the people and find out why and how they thought about it and get their understanding. And then as soon as I leave, I'm forgotten.
Yeah, that's
so
actually
you're auditioning for
cool.
Doctor Who soon.
That would be very cool. Oh, is that a Doctor Who? Is he forgotten every single time?
I don't know.
Did I just
But that would be
steal
really,
it from
you know, we
someone?
should just do that. We can just morph it and make it like super queer.
Okay. That would be pretty cool. Maybe I could like wear something like this.
There you go. Yes. Very
Which, by
definitely.
the
And you
way-
ride around on a motorbike. And your motorbike, you have a button.
Yeah.
Da.
That's awesome. I love it.
That would, but also I love the idea of flying. Whenever I'm in a plane, I'm always imagining flying through the clouds like Peter Pan. But wouldn't it get cold? I need to be able to have thick skin so that it actually keeps me warm while I'm flying.
Well,
Since I hate
can
to
tell
fly, my
you-
hands have started to sweat. I'm just going to go to the
And
next
Holly
question.
says I have to answer within 2 seconds. So let's make this next question 4 a little faster then.
Holly says
All
you
right.
need to answer in 2 questions, 2 seconds.
2 seconds.
Oh yeah, no,
challenge
we were on Holly. They're like, come on, Holly.
accepted.
Okay, so favorite genre to watch or read?
Horror.
Okay, so
Okay, like one of my favorite TV shows, I'm up to watching it for the 4th time, is The Haunting of Hill House. It is
Yes.
so incredible, and this is
Yeah,
dark
Sheila,
as
honey,
well.
that's
So
on your list.
oh my gosh.
watch it. I won't give you any. What is it called?
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Yeah, that I won't spoil anything for you.
Okay. All right.
Oh, hang on. Here's The House is Haunted.
The house is haunted. Okay.
Yeah, that's the only spoiler I'll give you.
Well, usually with horror, the houses are usually haunted. So that makes sense. Okay. All right. So final question. What is your guilty pleasure?
Did you really have to say it like that?
I mean, I did say Domino's, but I will give you another guilty pleasure. One of my... What are you doing over there? Oh, just... one of my... No, Domino's is definitely a guilty pleasure. Beer. I love beer, but I like particular expensive beer. I have quite a taste for it. But like German beer and things like that. This is a weird guilty pleasure. Do you need to know a weird guilty pleasure?
Have at it.
Sure.
I like to shave my legs with a cutthroat razor.
Oh. Oh,
I ended up cutting a limb off.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, wait.
It's a guilty pleasure because I don't know anyone else who does it, and it is like, just hang on. But like the I'm going to cut myself is kind of like a living on the edge, making me feel a little more alive.
Like literally.
Yeah.
We should roll back to the fact that I'd kill myself by cutting myself by accident. That would happen.
Well,
and then I'd come up to my wife and be like, honey, I'm bleeding.
I'm just seeing Sweeney Todd flash in front of my eyes right now. I'm like, oh,
dear Sweeney Todd, that would be amazing. Oh, I have the hair for it. I can go get my.
No.
I mean, it's not. Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
The chat is now going. We need to make a queer Sweeney Todd.
Yes.
There you go. Oh my gosh.
I have 5 questions.
Okay. So I'm going to stop laughing now and just because we are getting to, I know G's going to give me my 10-minute warning any second now. So I do want to make sure that everybody knows where to find you, your websites, your social, if there's any new projects, because I know you had mentioned shooting things on the Danielle Cormack interview, but I'd love for you to explain it again here so that the chat that we have can know about it.
I rewatched the Danielle Cormack panel because I just needed to see how much of a douche I was.
You were fine.
You were just like so cute. You were adorable.
It was perfect.
So, and I realized I said a lot more than whatever. It's incredible. Marina Rice Bader is the director. There are 4 of us women in it. It is based during COVID when all this goes down. It's got Emily Goss in it. Yaz from here's one thing you might not know about me is when I go to say people's names, and maybe it's because people get my name sometimes incorrectly, I get this major anxiety about saying everyone's names in case I get it incorrect. So that's why I don't even touch surnames sometimes. Kerry Hodgson is in Crazy Bitches with me and also Good Kisser. She is in it. Emily Goss from Snapshots is also in it, and Yaz from One More Lesbian actually is in it and also wrote it and plays my big sister in it, which is pretty wonderful. And we shot it ourselves. So like last Wednesday I did 5 episodes. It was started at 8 a.m. and didn't finish our last martini shot until 11:30 p.m.
Wow.
And then I had to pack everything down. So the lighting, the cameras, everything down, and then transfer all the footage. And I didn't finish until like 4 a.m. So this is what it is. It's so much work, but I'm so excited about this project because your actor is also your gaffer, your camera like your DP, your focus puller, your like everything. So I'm super excited for us to be able to talk about this more. I have a feeling I'm probably saying more than I should, but that's okay. So that's a project that we worked on during this. There is a project that I am not hoping, but I mean, I'm very much hoping, but I'm very, it's going to happen no matter what. Kimmy, am I allowed to talk about
it? See, Hillary's not here.
I
So
know, just know that it's something written by. I'm taking the liberty. Something written by Hillary, who is the creator of Passage. And
she's
Kimberly,
a genius. I'm just throwing it out there.
Like her worlds. You talk to her about Passage, and of course, you've just seen the first season. But you talk to her about Passage, and it's an entire universe. Like it is a universe that is completely full of characters and myths and everything. It's incredible. So to be able to work on another project with her and you in one of my favorite genres is exciting.
You sounded just like Sean Connery right there. Like,
I'm not allowed to talk about it.
Well, I know about it.
I know you're on the DL.
Mm-hmm. But I won't say anything.
Yeah. So I think the original question was, what are my socials?
Yes, people need to follow you because frankly, between your art and your main career of acting, people need to know where to find you. And if they aren't following you, they should be.
They should, yes.
Thank you. I'm mostly on Instagrams at Twisted Rose with a double I, TWIISTED Rose. Also on the same on Twitter. I try and keep that name as much as I can.
Now, is there a story behind that? Because I was trying to find you earlier and then I didn't realize it was a double I. So I'm like, oh, it's a double I.
So I'm a gamer. And when I was first getting my name, I tried just Twisted Rose with one I, but it was already taken. I said, oh, well, I guess I have to have two. So that's how that came about.
Okay.
Really easy, sorry.
All right. Hey, you know what? It works.
It works.
We're going to have to switch gamer tags online so we can play games together.
Please, except because PS4 doesn't allow you to bring over your Australian gamer tag, so that Twisted Rose is actually owned. This is why I had to start Horizon Zero Dawn again and all my games.
That's right, you said that.
All of it. So I'm Twisted TWIIST6D Rose.
I'm gonna have to ask for that again. Yeah. I'm easy on Xbox, my name. But my name on PlayStation, they wouldn't let me have it, so I switched to StitchCat 76 because I'm Stitch. Yeah.
I like it.
You know, Xbox is easier if anybody's watching or I was gonna say anybody's listening, but they can actually see us this time. It's just Kimmy626. So simple. Yeah. Stitch Experiment 626. I went there.
I'll
yeah.
have to look that up. And I don't know why, but when you said 626, I was thinking about X5456. Which is Dark Angel. I fangirled over Dark Angel. That's actually why I got a motorbike in the first place, because I wanted to be a soldier like her. Yeah.
That is something that's on my watch list.
You've not seen Dark Angel?
Have never seen Dark
Firefly?
Angel. No,
I haven't.
It's on my watch list. Here's the thing: we're gonna. She's never seen Firefly either, so I have to wait for her to finish Buffy. Because we've promised everybody that she's going to watch Buffy first.
What season are you up to?
I just finished season 2 last night.
Oh, you're a newbie.
Yes,
She is.
But let me preface this by saying I knew of Buffy because my wife was a very big Buffy fan. And there was one night where she was watching it and I thought she hurt herself or something. She screamed so loud.
I screamed at the top. What the God?
Woke me up from a sound sleep, and then she was watching Buffy. I'm like, really?
I know. Really? I saw you doing that. Fast asleep.
But yes. So I know about Buffy, and now I'm getting into okay. I understand where some of this is coming from now. So
we can have that other podcast because I just got my warnings of 5 minutes. Because
Yeah.
geez, let's
Minute
wrap it up.
warning.
Yes, we're wrapping it up. So that was so much fun. Mandahla, thank you so much for your time. This was really great. I loved it. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
And it
Yes,
is
and
always an open door here for you. Just so you know that.
Awesome.
yes, whenever you want to come on, we will make it happen. And thank you also to everyone out there who tuned in to our first ever Forever Fangirls live interview at QFX CloudCon. QFX CloudCon is the first and only online pop culture convention for the queer community. And so even though this is our last day, there's still one other thing. So stay with us. We have the closing ceremony today at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific.
Amazing.
And I
Real
have a
quickly.
message for you. Yes.
Oh, what are you messaging? Are you about to message what I'm about to message?
Oh, I was just going to say I have a message to pass to you. Holly would like to know if you will put the lines back in her hair for her. No idea what it means, but I'm hoping you do.
As in with my shaver?
I assume so.
Absolutely. You know, I shave my own hair and it's like straight as an arrow. It's like I
Oh,
put a mirror
wow.
here and I'm like, you can see that. Really quick, if I may, if we have time. I don't know if anyone out there has heard of the game of Settlers of Catan, but if you have, Nicole, Ruth, and myself and Holly are going to sometime next week, maybe on the weekend next week, actually set up a live Catan match. It'll be a little fun. Why are you shaking your head, Kimmy?
Because I don't, when everybody tries to explain the game to me, I get completely lost in the explanation. So, and you guys are so competitive. I just want everybody to make bets, and all that money will go to charity.
Here's my thing, and I know that Holly is watching, and I may kick myself in the ass for it. But I don't like. I'm competitive, but if someone else, like for example, Queen Nicole, if she's like, does anyone have any wheat for sheep? I'm like, oh, I need that sheep, but you can totally have it. Yes. So I'm like, let the queen win. The queen will reign. I'm less competitive unless it's against guys. And then I'm like,
so it's not like Monopoly that destroys families.
Oh, I'm a with Monopoly. I can't get married.
I had to bring that back in from Danielle. But I do want to say, we are, being a small part of CloudCon on my side, it was an absolute thrill to have you be a part of this and to have you come. We love you so much here, and you're welcome anytime, any place, anywhere. Just you know how to reach the bosses. You're on it. Yeah. But thank you for just really being here because you add so much to this con every time. I don't think you truly understand how much you mean to a lot of people, and I hope that seeing how people responded to your panel and Danielle Cormack and just talking with you here, you do mean an exorbitant amount to a lot of people watching you that finally see themselves on television or in a film. And your work is so powerful. And I hope that all of the wonders and all of the positives of the world reach you because you absolutely unequivocally deserve them.
Thank you.
So I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you cry. I'm sorry.
No, you don't need to be sorry. That is like, these are tears of joy and also just goodness. Thank you. I am so honored to be, just to even have my name associated with QFX. You have no idea. The feelings are incredibly mutual. I think you all bring so much light and love to everyone's lives, and the feeling is very mutual. Thank you.
Awesome.
I'm sorry.
No, sorry.
I want you to know everybody in the chat's going, I'm not crying, you're crying.
I'm not crying.
Who's cutting onions?
Yeah, really.
I couldn't keep my mouth shut. But there's a lot of love from us to you. Just know that we absolutely respect and love and adore you. Okay.
Yes. And so, for all of you out there, everything that Mandahla and we've talked about here, all of that will be in the show notes page of the Forever Fangirls website. So, if you missed any of that, you'll always find where to find Mandahla and all of her other works. So, thank you again, Mandahla, and thank you, everybody. And so, until next time, stay safe, be kind, and remember, love always wins. So have a good day.
It really does.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.